Greetings, folks. I am MLH, and today we are talking about Wolcen, Lords of Mayhem, and specifically the current skill trees. And this video is specifically for Alpha Patch 0.5.0.5c. So let's get right into it. There are 5 basic starter builds to choose from. First you have the Thief, the Guardian, the Arcanist, Legionary, and the Hunter. We're going to go over each of these in separate videos and explain the class defining skills you can take. So with that said, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing we need to know is that your skills are controlled by what is called the Gates of Fate. And so if you want to do a skill reset, or you want to use all options of the skill menu, you need to be at a Gates of Fate to do so. Now you can select here, and this opens up what they call the Gates of Fate, but when in here all you can do is select skills. These wheels each can be rotated. You can select them and you can rotate them, but you can only rotate them if you are actually accessing them through the Gates of Fate in the game, and there are numerous places you can do this. So we're going to do this here, and so just to give you a visual what that looks like, if you select the inner one and then go to either of these 2 arrows, you can rotate, and from there you can then select the next outer layer and you can rotate around, and then you can select the next layer. And currently in the 3rd layer, all they have is one set built out. And I'm not sure why it's not rotating. Oh, because I'm selected on the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so they only have one of them built out currently in this alpha patch. And then, of course, they have the last one. So you can see you have the potential to really make some crazy sort of different combinations and so forth. So that is the basics of how the skill trees work, and now we will go ahead and get directly into the individual classes. Alright folks, let's get into the Legionary. So the Legionary starts with unlocking the following active skill, Battle Art. Allows you to switch between offensive and defensive stances. The offensive stance greatly increases your attack speed and spellcasting speed, but it lowers your defense a little bit. While the defensive stance improves your defensive ability, but reduces your movement speed. That's awesome. Being able to switch from higher movement speed and higher damage when you're just fighting trash, and instantly kind of going into a more tanky mode if you're fighting something that takes a lot more, that can hit a lot harder. It does help a lot. If you're going to play Legionary, it is a very valuable skill set. So we're going to just skip past the very first one. Why can't I reach it? They took it. There we go. Alright, and so now we are at our first minor skill, or skill node. When Battle Art is in offensive mode, you generate rage when hitting enemies. When Battle Art is in defensive mode, you generate rage when receiving hits. Makes perfect sense. You're going to be swinging less, doing less damage in defensive mode, so you want to keep your rage up, so it's going to help you keep your rage up while you're getting smashed in the face. And when you're on the offensive, you're going to get your rage from actually slamming into things. So this tree actually doesn't have nearly as many small and major skill nodes as the others. So we're going to have to take a bunch of smaller ones just to get places. Right, so we're going to go there, and this is going to open us up to our first and only major skill in this tree, and that is Wrath. A plus 4% to all physical damage and suspended Umbra generation during 4 seconds when your rage becomes full. So this is a way for you to stay in your rage and not move into the Umbra. Right, so we're definitely going to go ahead and take that, and go from there. We are going to be moving to the, let's see, we're going to go here, and the next one is called Hard Punch. It is a 15% chance to knock down stunned enemies during 2.5 seconds when hitting them. Right, so you have a chance to knock them down. If they're not on the ground, they can't be punching you in the face. Gonna take that. Go back to the other side, and we're gonna change of mind. A 6% chance to a plus 6% to ferocity during a short moment when switching targets. So again, your ferocity tends to be your damage boost. So when you're switching targets, you're getting that quick damage boost. It does say short moment. It feels like a short moment too. That's not a buff that lasts very long. Okay, and then we have 3 left in this tree to look at. The next one's going to be Outbreak. Your dash generates rage on hits. So your dash is the ability for you to close the distance between you and the target. You target onto it. Once you get to a certain distance, it automatically will charge in and do an attack. There are some other minor skills that will allow you to increase the range of dash as well. It's pretty handy. We're going to take that. On the other side, we have Confrontation. 8% damage reduction on frontal attacks, and it's very specific. I love this. The developers have thought about this. They actually tell you a 60-degree angle, right? So if you understand anything about angles, you can look at that and go, okay, well, this is 45, this is 60. I probably have a pretty good shot here of most everything in my kind of cone sort of away from me. It's going to give me a damage reduction. So you want to position yourself so there's nothing behind you on the other 120%, right? So that's going to help your survivability. And lastly, in this tree, we have the final one, which is Combat Stance. When using Battle Art, remember that's your signature skill, to get into offensive mode, you perform a 360-degree attack with your equipped weapons, and it increases your offensive mode cooldown. Okay, what that actually means is that the cooldown switching between the two increases by 2 seconds. It doesn't say it here, but it's actually 2 seconds. When you use Battle Art to go into defensive mode, you do a pushback, and all the enemies that are surrounding you get pushed away, and it still increases the 2 second 2 second cooldown penalty. So it is pretty handy. I find I don't switch very often between the two in combat. I tend to do them after combat. If I want to move quickly between groups of mobs or what have you, or I'm getting ready to approach a boss, I will put on the defensive. So that is what we have for the Legionary tree. And in future videos, we'll be going over the second tier, and we'll talk about what kind of crazy things that you can do. Thanks so much. So I am a new streamer, and if you like what you see, and a new YouTuber for that matter, if you like what you see, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. Maybe a share would be an amazing blessing to me. Leave some comments below. What do you think about Wolcen and where it's going right now? Does it have the bones needed to be the next ARPG that would kind of change the genre? And then if you'd like to check me out on my Twitch, I have a link below as well, and I would love to see you there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.